Close your eyes, Rayon whispered. I laughed. Rayon, if this is another prank, just trust me. I sighed and did as he asked. I felt the cool breeze brush my skin, the distant hum of the city, and his fingers sliding gently into mine. Okay, he said softly. Open. The terrace was glowing. Strings of fairy lights hung from the rails, flickering gently like stars had come down just for me. A small table stood in the center, candles to plates, and a chocolate cake with "Happy Birthday Meera" written in messy icing. My breath caught. You did all this? I know it's not much, he said, rubbing the back of his neck. But I wanted tonight to be special. It is, I whispered, smiling. You're here. He looked down, then back at me. Sit. We ate in soft silence, the way people do when words aren't needed. My heart was already full. After 5 years, Rayon still looked at me like I was magic. Remember the first time we met? He asked, his voice teasing. I grinned. When you spilled coffee on my dress and blamed me. You were standing in the way of my destiny. That's what you called your latte. He laughed, but there was something nervous in it. Then he stood, reached into his jacket and pulled out a small velvet box. My heart stopped. No way, I whispered. He dropped to one knee. Meera? My hands covered my mouth. I've loved you since that stupid coffee spill. You've been patient, loyal, and honestly, I don't deserve you. But I want to spend the rest of my life trying to. He opened the box, a silver ring, simple, elegant, shaking slightly in his hand. Will you marry me? My eyes stung with tears. Yes, God, yes. He slipped the ring on my finger and I couldn't stop smiling. My chest felt like it would burst. He stood, pulled me into his arms. You really said yes? I said yes like 10 times already. I laughed into his chest. Say it again. Yes, behind us. Someone cleared her throat. We turned. Haina stood by the door, arms crossed, lips pursed. Oh hey. I called, still breathless. He proposed. I saw? Her tone was unreadable. Rayon chuckled. I told you she'd say yes. Haina didn't laugh. You never mentioned you were proposing tonight. I wanted it to be a surprise. He said quickly. For Meera? Or for everyone else, Haina, I said. A warning, not tonight. She looked up me, really looked, and I caught something in her eyes. Worry, doubt, disbelief. I'm happy for you, she said eventually. I hope you know what you're doing. Rayon smiled. Cool and confident. 5 years, Haina. I think I've earned her trust. I linked my arm with his, and he has it. She didn't respond, just gave a stiff nod and walked back inside. Rayon sighed. She never liked me, she's just protective, I said, and dramatic. She thinks I'm hiding something. I looked at him. Are you? He held my face gently. No secrets, not with you. I wanted to believe that. I needed to believe it. We stood in silence for a while, arms around each other, city lights flickering below. You really scared me, I said. You used to say you weren't ready, that you had family issues, that marriage was complicated. I was scared, he admitted, but I realized something. What? That life without you is worse than anything else I'm afraid of. My heart swelled. That's the cheesiest thing you've ever said. He grinned, and the truest. Later that night, as I sat on the bed staring at the ring, Haina walked in again. You sure about this? She asked quietly. I love him. That's not what I asked. I sighed. I waited 5 years. I think I know him. Sometimes, she said. You think you know someone until you don't. I looked at her sharply. You think he's cheating? She didn't answer. Just say it, Haina. I think he's hiding something. I just don't know what. I wanted to be angry, but instead I just whispered, I don't care. You will, one day. I turned off the light, not wanting to see her expression anymore. That night, I held the ring to my chest and told myself I won. He's mine now. Everything I dreamed of is finally real. I didn't realize it yet, but that was the beginning of the end. Why can't we tell your parents? I asked, staring at his back while he buttoned his shirt. They're complicated, Rayon muttered. I sat up on the bed. We're married now. Don't they deserve to know? He turned, half smiling. We'll tell them, just not yet. Let things settle. Settle from what? He leaned down, kissed my forehead. Trust me, Meera. It's better this way. I nodded, but something in me twitched. Weeks passed. He came home late almost every night. Client dinner, he'd say, loosening his tie every night. It's launch season, you know how it is. I watched him toss his blazer over the chair. The faint scent of perfume, not mine, lingered in the air. Who was at the dinner? I asked. Just the team, a few investors, all women. He paused. What? I'm just saying, your shirt smells like someone else's perfume. He laughed. You're smelling things now. No, I said flatly. I'm not. He crossed the room, pulled me close. Babe, you know I love you, right? I didn't answer. He kissed my neck. Don't let silly thoughts ruin this. Silly thoughts, you're my wife. That means something. I wanted to believe him. I really did. Later that week, while doing laundry, I found a crumpled receipt. In his jeans, a spa booking, to people, 1 room. I took a photo of it. When he got home, I held it out. Want to explain this? He glanced at it. That's from a client gift. I booked it for a couple we're pitching to. Big contract. And you just forgot to mention it? It wasn't important. It feels important to me. He sighed. Tired. You've changed, Meera. I've changed. You were never this suspicious before. We were never married before. He threw his hands up. I'm done explaining every second of my day. Then maybe I'm done pretending I don't notice things. A long silence settled between us. He softened. I didn't mean that. I'm just stressed. Everything's on edge right now. Then be honest with me. He touched my cheek. I am, always. I didn't move. That night, he held me like nothing happened. I let him die in the morning. I called Heine. I think he's lying, I said. You think? Or you know? I don't have proof. Do you need proof? Meera, you've been with him 5 years, you know his patterns. I keep telling myself I'm overthinking. That's what he wants. What if I'm wrong? What if you're not? She asked quietly. And you're just ignoring it because love makes you stupid. I laughed bitterly. That's comforting. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to remind you who the hell you are. I didn't reply. Did he ever take you to meet his family? She asked. No. Ever mention a brother? Sister, cousins, just fake stuff. He said his family is difficult. Or maybe they already know he's married. I froze. What did you say? I said maybe. No. Say it again. Maybe he's married to someone else. I couldn't breathe. You think he's cheating on me with someone? Or on someone with me? I don't know, she whispered. But something's not right. You feel it, don't you? I hung up that evening. I watched Rayan as he texted furiously on the balcony. He looked up. You're staring. I'm trying to recognize the man I married. He raised an eyebrow. That's dramatic. Is it? He walked over. You're making things up in your head again. No, I said. I'm starting to see clearly. He reached for my hand. I'm here, Meera. I come home to you. But your heart doesn't. He looked wounded. Is that really what you think of me? I don't know what to think anymore. He pulled me close. Then let me remind you. His lips pressed against mine, soft and slow. For a moment I let him. I needed something to believe in. But inside, a voice whispered, this is what guilt feels like. The next morning, I opened his closet, a black shirt I'd never seen before. Lipstick smudged on the collar, not my shade. I folded it quietly, no screaming, no crying. Not yet. Instead, I walked to the mirror, looked at my reflection and whispered, he's lying, and this time, I didn't try to convince myself otherwise. I reached into Rayan's jacket pocket and pulled out a folded bank statement. I hadn't meant to. I was just putting the dry cleaning away. But the corner stuck out. New account, I murmured. My eyes scanned it. Different branch, different address. And then a second key fell out from the inside lining. My stomach tightened. I shouldn't. But my fingers closed around the key. And the next thing I knew, I was sitting in a cab, staring at the address on my phone screen like it was a trap. And I was still walking straight into it. The building was a duplex in a quiet lane. Nice, cozy to quiet. My heartbeat pounded in my ears as I approached the door. I hesitated. I should go home. Pretend I never saw it. Believe him. Like I always do. But then I rang the bell. Footsteps. Then Dash clicked out. The door opened halfway. A small girl stood there. Wide brown eyes blinking up at me. Maybe 6, 7. She tilted her head and shouted, "Mama, Baba's here." I froze. "Baba?" A woman stepped into view. She was beautiful. No. Perfect. Her black hair was tied in a silk scarf, makeup clean, precise. She wore confidence like perfume. She looked at me for a second too long, then smiled. "You must be Meera." My lips parted, but nothing came out. "I'm Sana," she said calmly. "Rayon's wife. Double quotes wife. No. No. No." I forced a breath. "That's impossible." She stepped aside. "Would you like to come in?" I just stood there. My hands trembled. She tilted her head, not ready to see the rest. "Huh? I don't understand. You thought you were the only one." I swallowed hard. "He said his family was complicated." She smiled again. "Classic. I married him. I have a ring." She held up her hand. Her ring was bigger, brighter. "So do I. How long?" "8 years." My knees buckled. I caught the door frame. She looked at me, unblinking. "You really didn't know?" "I loved him." "Doesn't mean he loved you." "Why are you telling me this so calmly?" "Because I already knew about you." My eyes snapped to hers. "What?" "He's sloppy. Passwords, late nights, lipstick that wasn't mine." She smiled bitterly. "At first, I thought he was just cheating. But then I found your texts. You went through his phone. Wouldn't you?" I said nothing. "Funny thing is," she continued, "I thought about leaving. But then I realized, why should I? This is my house, my name on the documents, my child." I glanced toward the girl, who was now on the couch watching cartoons, oblivious. "She doesn't know?" I whispered. "She knows her father is a liar," she said sharply. "That's enough for now. You could have told me." I tried. "I sent you an email. You never replied." I searched my memory, spam folder, block sender. Had I deleted it? "You're just as angry at me as you are at him," I said. "No," she said. "You were stupid. He was cruel." "Don't call me stupid." She raised an eyebrow. "Then stop acting like it." I stared at her. "Why are you still with him?" She exhaled. "Because breaking a marriage isn't as easy as breaking a heart." I felt my face burn. "You think I wanted this?" "No," she said. "But you chose to believe him over your own instincts. That's on you." "You're blaming me for his lies." "I'm saying we all play our parts. You believed him because it was easier than losing him. I stayed with him because leaving would cost too much." I backed away. "I can't do this." She stepped forward. "You already did. The moment you showed up here." The little girl peeked around the corner. "Mama, who's that?" Sana looked at her. "Just someone Daddy forgot to tell us about." My throat closed. I turned and walked out. The sky felt too heavy. My feet moved, but I wasn't sure where I was going. I just needed to keep walking. My phone buzzed. Rayon. I ignored it. Again. Ignored. Again. Blocked. I didn't cry. Not yet. Back at home, I stood in the bathroom staring at my reflection. 5 years. 5 whole years. And he had a wife. A daughter. He made me the other woman. My hands shook as I yanked the ring off my finger. It clinked against the sink. I stared at it. Part of me wanted to flush it, smash it, swallow it. But instead, I picked it up, walked into the bedroom, and dropped it into the back of the drawer. Let it sit there and rot like the lie it came from. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was Heine. "Hello? Where are you?" she asked urgently. I found her. Found who? His wife. A beat of silence. "Oh my God," she whispered. She knew about me. "Are you okay?" "No," I said. "But I'm done pretending I am." I didn't remember the walk home. No tears, no screams. Just the sound of my footsteps on the pavement and my heartbeat pounding in my ears. I left the door unlocked, kicked off my shoes, went straight to my room. I didn't turn on the light. I crawled into bed, fully dressed, pulled the blanket over my head and let the dark swallow me. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. Just silence and breathing and shame. The hours passed, maybe minutes, maybe days. Then, "Meera?" Heine's voice. I didn't answer. The door creaked open. Footsteps. Then the mattress dipped as she sat beside me. "I've been calling you for hours. You weren't picking up." I still didn't speak. She touched my shoulder. "Meera, please." I squeezed my eyes shut. "Say something, anything." I saw her. I whispered. Her breath caught. "You went." I nodded beneath the blanket and she answered the door. Their daughter called him Baba. God, she knew about me. She smiled when she said it. Meera. She had a ring, bigger than mine. And she said I was stupid. Heina was quiet. Maybe she's right. She's not. I let him lie to me for 5 years. You believe someone you loved. I believe someone who used me. She exhaled shakily. You're not stupid, you're loyal. That's different. I feel disgusting. Don't say that. I want to disappear. You're allowed to fall apart, but not to disappear, not to blame yourself for his filth. I finally pulled the blanket off my face. I don't even know who I am anymore. You're Meera. You're strong, you're heartbroken, yes, but not broken. I looked at the ceiling. What do I do now? We burn the whole damn lie down together. I almost smiled. Almost later, after she left, my phone buzzed. Again, blocked. Then a message popped up from an unknown number. It was a photo. Rayan in a white sherwani. Sana in red, smiling. The date stamp said it was 8 years. I go. My throat closed. This time, I cried. Not soft tears, not gentle sobs. I broke. I screamed into the pillow until my throat hurt. I pounded the bed. I threw the photo across the room. I wanted to destroy everything. I stumbled to the closet and ripped out my wedding dress, the one he made me wear in secret. Under fairy lights and empty promises. I dragged it to the balcony. My hands shook as I lit the match. The flames caught fast. The fabric curled, blackened, then crumbled. The smoke burned my eyes, but I didn't look away. I watched the light turn to ash. Then I sat on the cold floor and stayed there until the stars disappeared. The next morning, Aunt Saria showed up. She didn't knock. She never did. She stepped inside, looked at me, and said, "You didn't sleep." No. She sat opposite me, silent for a while. Then she said, "I warned you about men who hide things." I stared at her. "I thought you were just being dramatic." I was being honest. "Well, I was being stupid." "No," she said firmly, "you were in love. But you loved like your mother did." I blinked. "What, blindly? All heart, no breaks." I didn't know her that well. She ran after a man who promised her the world. He left when you were 3. I swallowed hard. "You never told me that. You never asked." I looked down. "So I'm just like her." "No," she said gently. "You're what she could have been if she had the strength to leave." I met her eyes. She nodded toward the balcony. "You burned it." "Yes, good." We sat in silence. The air smelled of ash and cold truth. "I want to forget him," I said. "You won't." I flinched. "But," she continued, "you'll outgrow him, and one day, you'll look back and wonder why you ever let him touch your heart." I closed my eyes. That day feels far away. It always does, until it doesn't. She stood to leave. "Don't answer his calls. Don't give him your tears." "I won't." "And Meera, yes, you're not broken. Just rebuilding." I nodded. After she left, I stared at the spot where the dress had burned. There was nothing left. Good. Let it all burn. Let him burn next. "Meera?" His voice was soft, unsure, like he didn't know what I'd do. "Good. Let him wonder. I'm here," I said, stepping into the cafe. My face was calm. My hands weren't. He stood. "I wasn't sure you'd come." I almost didn't. His eyes searched mine. "Can we talk?" I sat down. "That's why I'm here, isn't it?" He hesitated. "I know how it looks. But I was going to tell you." I raised a brow. "Were you?" "Yes," he insisted. I didn't know how, so." "You decided not to." "It wasn't like that." I sipped my coffee. "What was it like then, Rayan? Walk me through how one keeps a whole wife and child hidden while marrying someone else." He lowered his gaze. "It wasn't supposed to go this far. But it did. I didn't mean to hurt you. You did hurt me. I'm sorry." "Are you sorry I found out? Or sorry you lied?" He swallowed. "Both." I let the silence hang between us. I watched him squirm. I wanted him to feel every second of it. Then I smiled. He blinked. "What?" "I want to try again." His eyes widened. You do." "I just need time." He exhaled like I'd thrown him a life raft. "Anything you need." I leaned in. "We'll start slow. We can work on rebuilding." Yes, of course. Thank you." He reached for my hand. I let him. But in my mind, I was somewhere else, in control. When I got home, I created a folder. Rayon evidence, screenshots, call logs, photos, every lie he texted me after the day I found out. Every moment he tried to act like nothing had happened. I backed it up twice, labeled the files, dated the screenshots. Then I made a call, Zamir and Associates. How can I help you? I need to speak to Mr. Zamir. Confidential. A moment later, a voice came on. This is Zamir. I need help. I want to file for annulment and possibly fraud. He paused. Is this about your husband? Yes, he's married to someone else, legally. There was a long silence. Then we'll schedule a private consultation. No one will know. Thank you. Do you have proof? I'm building it. I hung up and felt nothing. No guilt, no second guessing, just cold purpose. 2 days later, I texted Sana, we need to talk. Alone, she replied within seconds. Come by tomorrow. I'm always here. When I rang the bell this time, there was no hesitation in me. She opened the door, arms folded, surprised you came back. I wanted to thank you. For what? Destroying your fantasy. For waking me up. She studied me. You look different. I am. She stepped aside. Come in. I sat on her couch. Same little girl's shoes near the door. Same quiet home. I told him you'd find out. Eventually, she said. But he doesn't learn. He thinks I forgave him, Sana snorted. He always did love being forgiven. I'm gathering proof, legal. I'm not just leaving. I'm taking everything I can. She nodded slowly. You're not the girl who stood on my porch shaking anymore. No, I said. I buried her. She walked to the window. You planning to expose him? Eventually, quietly. You don't want revenge, I want peace. But I'll take justice first. She turned back to me. I hated you, I know. I still might. That's okay. She looked at me for a long time, then said, You're not the only woman he's lied to. What? There were others before you, some even while with me. I tightened my jaw. He's a pattern, she nodded. And we were his mirrors, letting him see himself shine. Not anymore. No, she said, not anymore. We didn't hug, we didn't cry. But when I left, we weren't enemies anymore. We were something else. Survivors. That night, Rayon called again. I miss you, he said. Do you? I asked. I know I messed up, but I want to fix this, then prove it. How? Come clean about everything. He paused. I can't. It's not that simple. It is for me. Are you still mine? He asked. I smiled. Let's find out. After the call, I opened the folder again. Labeled that recording. Phone call, confession attempt, dated, backed up. Let him think he was winning me back. Let him believe the mask was working, because this time, I was the one playing the game, and I was done losing. Are you sure about this? Hannah asked, staring at my laptop screen. Yes. You leaked this, there's no going back, there's nothing to go back to. She hesitated. You really want him to lose his job? No, I said, clicking upload. I want him to lose everything he lied to protect. The file zipped through the company's anonymous ethics portal. Screenshots, voice notes, timelines. Proof he was living a double life, all tied to the company's reputation clause. I didn't even flinch. 2 days later, the headlines whispered. First, lead strategist pulled from deal amid scandal. Unnamed source alleges personal misconduct. Then the office group chats exploded. I didn't even need to monitor them. Someone forwarded the screenshots to me. By Friday, he was suspended. I sipped my tea in silence. Then came the next blow. Santa's extended family, very traditional, very loud, received the wedding photo I had been sent from a private number with a link to my Dropbox folder. That wasn't accidental. The phone rang that night. Unknown number. Meera, the voice said. Who's this? Ferris, Santa's brother. I stood up, pulse spiking. Why are you calling me? I used to hate you, same. He chuckled dryly. Until I realized you were just as betrayed as we were. I didn't know he was married. I know that now. You didn't destroy our family. He did, I exhaled. So why are you calling me? I wanted to say thank you. For what? For doing what we should have done years ago. I didn't do it for you. I know. But you did it anyway. We were quiet for a beat. I never thought I'd feel bad for someone like you, he added. You still don't have to. Still? He said, if you need anything evidence, support, let me know. I'm done protecting him. I'll keep that in mind, Meera. Yeah. You're not weak. I hung up before I let that land too deeply. The next few days, Rayan called nonstop. Voicemails. New numbers. Block. Then one afternoon, a number slipped through. I let it ring, hit record, and answered. Meera, thank God you picked up. I stayed silent. I lost the account, he muttered. They pulled me off everything, still silent. I don't know what's happening. People are saying things. My manager won't talk to me. I leaned back. So talk to me. Was it you? He whispered. You think I'd tell you? His breath hitched. Please, I'm falling apart. Did you think I wasn't when I met your wife? That wasn't supposed to happen. But it did. I was going to fix it. You can't fix what you torched. He broke then, voice cracking. I loved you, I swear. Everything got out of control. Control, I repeated. That's what this was about for you. I never meant for you to get hurt. Then you should have chosen honesty. Not a second ring, he sobbed. I didn't stop him. I just ended the call and saved the recording. 2 nights later, I heard banging on my front door. Meera? He yelled. I peeked through the curtain. He was swaying, drunk, red-eyed, shirt untucked. Not the polished Rayan anymore, just a wreck. Inexpensive shoes. I know you're in there. He slurred. You did this. I cracked the window just enough. You ruined me. He screamed. I whispered. You started it. He stared up, dazed. You were supposed to love me forever. I did, I said. But you only ever loved your lies. You don't get to do this. I already did. He stumbled back, looking like the world had spat him out. I gave you everything, he said weakly. No, I replied. You gave me nothing and dressed it as love? He looked at me like I'd stabbed him. I shut the window. The next morning, I filed the final paperwork. Meera looked up from the desk. It's done, officially. I nodded. Anything else you want me to pursue? No. Let him rot in the mess he made. He smiled faintly. You played this well. I didn't play, I said. I survived. Back at home, Hannah handed me my phone. You've got about 100 more missed calls. I tossed it on the table. He'll stop eventually. Or he won't. Either way, I said, pouring tea. He's not my problem anymore. Are you ready? Mr. Zamir asked. I nodded. I've been ready. We stepped into the courtroom. My heels didn't wobble, my hands didn't shake. I sat down, spine straight, heart steady. Rayan sat across from me, pale, smaller than I remembered. He didn't meet my eyes. Zamir stood. Your Honor, we are requesting full annulment on the grounds of fraud and emotional deception. My client has provided documented proof, screenshots, call logs, statements showing the respondent concealed his legal marriage while entering a second, invalid one. He placed a thick folder on the table. The damage done, he continued, goes beyond legality. It includes emotional trauma, public embarrassment, and exploitation of trust. The judge flipped through the file, silent. The room was still. I didn't look at Rayan, but I felt him staring. Sana sat behind him, cold, poised, and beside her, their daughter, fidgeting, confused, eyes wide. I bit my lip hard. The judge finally looked up. All documentation is in order. The marriage is annulled, effective immediately, just like that. Done. No drama, no shouting, just truth and law. Us. We stood. I saw Rayan rise slowly. He turned, looking lost. I didn't slow down. I didn't stop. But outside, I heard him call out, Meera, wait. I turned. He ran toward me, eyes wild, voice trembling. Please, just hear me. I folded my arms. For what? I loved you. No, I said. You used me. He stepped closer. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You lied. You cheated. You smiled in my face while breaking me. I didn't mean to. You did. Every day. Every kiss. Every night you said you loved me while someone else waited at home. His eyes filled with tears. You're being cruel. I laughed once. No. I'm just finally matching your energy. He flinched. I reached into my coat pocket and pulled out the ring. He stared. I placed it in his hand. I don't want this, he whispered. You never should have given it. He gripped it. What happens now? Nothing, I said. You go left. I go right, forever. Please, Meera. No more begging, no more lies, no more us. He sank to his knees. I have nothing left. That's not my burden to carry anymore. I turned out, his voice cracked. You'll regret this. I paused. No, I said. Quietly, I already regretted staying. This is freedom. I walked away. No tears. No rage. Just silence, calm, peace. For the first time in years, I felt weightless and I never looked back. New paint under your nails again, Heine said, smiling across the table. What is it this time, storm clouds or sunset? Both, I said, holding up my stained fingers. My instructor said it looked like chaos. I told her that's my brand. She laughed. Well, it suits you, I shrugged. Healing's messy. The cafe was small, quiet, a soft hum of music, clinking cups, and the smell of cinnamon and something warm. I liked it here. I'd started coming every Saturday. Heine joined when she could. Do you miss him? She asked suddenly. I stirred my tea. I miss who I thought he was, but not him. She nodded slowly. Big difference. I leaned back. It's been 6 months. New apartment, new mornings. I finally sleep through the night, and the nightmares, fewer now, still show up sometimes. But I don't run from them. Heine smiled softly. You sound different. I feel different. That morning, before I left, Aunt Saria had handed me a small box. Found this while clearing the old trunk, she said. It's your mother's. Inside was a journal. Yellow pages, ink faded in places. One page had a single line, never. Beg for the kind of love that forgets your worth. I read it 3 times. Then I smiled. Like she was speaking directly to me. She would have been proud, Aunt Saria said. Maybe, maybe not. But I was proud. And that had to be enough. Earlier that week, I'd seen him. Rayan. He was walking out of a store at the mall. Alone, eyes sunken, shoulders hunched. He looked right at me. But he didn't move. Neither did I. Then I turned and walked away. I didn't feel rage, or pain, or longing. Just distance and peace. You know what's weird? I said to Heine. What? I'm not okay. She blinked. You're not? No. But I'm finally mine. Heine grinned. That's better than okay. Exactly. She reached across and squeezed my hand. Proud of you, Meera. Thanks, I think, for the first time. I'm proud of me too. Outside, the sun was setting, not soft and sweet, bold, orange, loud, like fire licking the sky. It looked like freedom, and this time, it looked like mine.